Hello and welcome to Mr. Pineapple's Wonder Hour, the show where we talk big pineapples, small pineapples, hairy pineapples, and everything in between that, in between being the infected pineapple. I'm your host, Tony the Pony, and with me, as always, is the one and only, the incredible Mr. Pineapple. How are you, Mr. Pineapple?
I'm as good as I'll ever be.
Well, you did make a very big announcement last week.
I did, yeah.
How's that getting along?
I'm currently eating grapes because they're almost wine.
Oh, good substitute.
Yeah.
Well, as you know, and the listeners know, we are joined by two very special guests.
I won't say special. Guests.
Just guests.
Guests.
Yeah. They don't rank above the special, but they are a bit special, and that is Judge Fudge and the Empress. How are you doing, guys?
Good. Very good. I'm happy with that name.
No, yours is way better than mine.
Hey, I will cut you right out of the podcast.
Okay.
Or you could just cut them.
Yeah, I will slice you.
Well, the audio might seem a bit different because Pony Jr. is asleep and we've got to be quiet, or quieter than usual. So let's just get straight into it. This episode is about Harry Potter. That is a big pineapple of this episode. We'll be talking our favourite Harry Potter films, excluding Mr. Pineapple because he's going to do a special bit at the end of that section, which everyone's going to love. Yeah. Shall we get into our Hairy Pineapple?
Let's do it.
You take over, Mr. Pineapple.
How young is too young? That's what we'll be discussing this week. Thoughts? I kid, of course.
Okay. That was a shocker, and I started to shoot myself slightly. I was like, oh, fuck, I don't know.
No. Well, I had planned to do an AMA. What the fuck? Can't speak. AMA.
AMA. I thought you said it
that's
right.
correct. Yeah,
That's right.
But then, I gave the pony the chance to do something good as a hairy pineapple last week, and he just didn't take that chance to run with it and just was lazy.
I did an AMA.
And did an AMA.
Wait, hold the pony. I've just realised we didn't ask them the 3 questions.
Oh, yeah. I guess you're just not doing a very good job. I can't speak.
Well, who shall we ask first?
We ask them both simultaneously.
That's a good idea.
It makes sense.
First question. What is your favourite films?
Other than Harry Potter, because that will be getting discussed later, I'm assuming.
I have 2.
Let's let the Empress go first then.
So the first one is like, people say it's a Christmas one, but Love Actually.
Great film.
That's one of my favourite films ever.
It's wonderful.
And then I'd say the second one, I don't watch it that often, but I really should watch it more, which is Pulp Fiction.
Nice.
It's a great choice.
They're 2 good choices. What have you got?
Oh,
Judge
God. So one of them, don't judge me, because you're all going to be like, ugh, it's burlesque, but it's a childhood
I like
film
that.
I love, and I've watched it a million times, and I will forever love that film.
Shares, isn't it?
Thought you
Yeah.
were.
The legend that is Cher.
And then, I don't know why it's popped into my head, so I'm just going to say it, but Labyrinth, really
I've
love
still never seen that.
Me
Good
neither.
film, have to watch it.
Bowie Bulge.
Bowie
Bowie
Bulge.
Bulge, yeah.
And, yeah.
It's worth watching it just for that.
Nice. So, second question. I always forget this one. What is it, Mr. Pineapple?
Death Row meal. What would your final meal be if you were to be on Death Row?
So I would have said what the analyst said, but he will just claim that I'm copying him. So I've had to think of another one. So I'd say it's really weird, but I had this breakfast at Denny's when we were in America, and it was amazing. It was just like pancakes and strawberries and cream, and it was just so good.
That does sound
So,
nice, actually.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Again, it's an odd one. I couldn't decide between LFC.
What?
Sorry, but it's true.
A shitty takeaway.
It's not crap. It's good.
What does LFC stand for?
I don't know. I get asked that question a lot when I tell people about it.
I still don't know.
I don't know. I don't think we'll ever know. Or another weird one that you're going to be like, cool, thanks for that. Didn't need to know that. Is my dad used to make me this thing growing up. It was just a pile of mashed potato with little hot dogs stuck in the top like a hedgehog.
Excellent.
Also that. Could be that.
What about Wagamamas?
Or Wagamama.
Yes.
Just give me all 3. You know?
You can have 3 meals.
Yeah.
I think you only get 1, mate.
I don't care.
Depends how big
Just
your crime is.
Bit of each.
Bigger the crime, more meals.
Oh, okay.
For every person that you kill, you get an extra meal.
You get side orders and stuff for just like minor crimes.
And final question, which cartoon character would you fuck?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He has
I
been
just want-
animated before.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh God, such a
I
weird
went
question.
from meal that my dad would cook to this.
Character that you would fuck.
Oh,
Can it be like any cartoon character, or are we saying like a specific one? Like it has to be from a specific place, part, TV show.
No, any animated character.
Johnny Bravo.
I was thinking that,
Oh.
but I'm gonna change it. I'd say Archer from Archer.
That is a good pick.
He's a beautiful man.
I can't think of a single cartoon now. I'll say the first thing that popped into my head, but this is because I heard cartoon, and then I heard the rest of the question and was like, Sonic was the first thing when you said cartoon. I was like, Sonic, and then I heard the rest of it and was like, no, not Sonic.
Bit of bestiality
No,
on the pod. That's
No.
how we like it.
no.
There are some good answers, though. I'm proud of you, all of you.
Give me minor anxiety, but thanks.
Well, back to the hairy pineapple. Let's go.
AMA.
Yeah,
Oh, we had to do questions.
just ask him anything.
Favorite drink?
Alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
I'm gonna say none at the minute.
I really like.
That's a very insensitive question.
I said non-alcoholic.
I like iced tea. I'm a big fan.
Which
I also
flavour?
like, any really. Just
Any?
all the full spectrum. I also like orange Rubicon.
Ooh,
Orange and mango Rubicon. I'm a big fan. They're sort of my go-to beverages at the minute.
I'm stealing from Jade, pretty much. But your favourite ice pop flavour?
I'm just gonna say blue. I know it's not
Blue.
a flavour.
No, I
but
agree with that. That's mine as well, blue.
blue.
everyone loves a good blue flavour, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's usually blue raspberry, which is the best flavour of ice pops, especially for the tango ones. They're the best.
She's an expert.
I am.
Any more questions? Is that it?
They're a lot less weird than the questions that you asked me.
Yeah, they are. Aren't they? Get a bit weird.
Oh God.
I'll start you off, shall I?
Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing you've done while being intoxicated?
The weirdest thing I've ever done. Oh God. I don't. What do you class as weird?
Just something that you wouldn't normally experience in everyday life.
I once went back to this like middle-aged man's house to get high with him. We'd been out, and then I was walking home on my own, and he were rolling a fag, and I really wanted to smoke. And then he were like, "Do you want to get stoned?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course I do. It's only 4 a.m, you know." So we went back to his flat, and he woke his wife up to roll us a joint.
Scared. But that was
And we were in the living room, and he had a bunch of like pigeons in cages and stuff. And there was a random person called AJ they kept referring to, and I didn't know if it was like their kid or like just some other adult that lived there. And it was just a peculiar thing. They invited me to a barbecue. I didn't go.
You didn't know this guy.
No, he'd been on like a weekend binge and not been home for like 3 days. It was weird. He started crying, talking to me about Cher, I believe it was. And we were just singing at like 6 a.m. in his flat with his wife, rightly pissed off.
Nice.
That was pretty weird.
That does sound pretty weird.
It was fun though. They had a cool dog called Angel. That was a fun night actually. That's not that weird.
I mean, it's very weird.
I thought
I
it
would
was going to
say.
be weirder though. I thought something was going to literally be like, scar me.
I try not to go too deep on the weirdness. You know, people, we need listeners to stay. Any more? No.
Any more questions?
I probably could have thought of some if
No.
I'd been prepared.
It's a
think
spontaneity
of
of
any.
it all. That's a word, isn't it?
Spontaneity, yeah.
Yeah, good.
I think.
We'll call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amateurs. Amateurs.
Sorry.
Amateur hour. Well, this episode is going to be a bit weird because we're going to have you two wonderful guests for the hairy pineapple, the big pineapple, and the awareness section, but you're not involved in the small pineapples because we don't want you to be there.
They can be there. I've got no qualms.
I've got every qualm.
Oh, you've got all the qualms, yeah.
Mm.
Right.
No, but just for time's sake, because you know Richard's a little bitch.
He is a
But
little.
yeah, he is, isn't he?
He's almost Seaton.
That's a high level.
That's a bit too far, I think.
Even the guest agrees. Small pineapple time. We are not joined by the two guests at this moment in time. We're doing some time travel shenanigans.
Rightly so, after that debacle of a hairy pineapple they put me through.
Yes, very awkward.
We've kicked them off the show.
Yep, never to be seen again until the next section.
Yes.
Small pineapples and trailers.
Let's start with the trailer, shall we?
Let's talk Space Force.
Yes, a new Netflix comedy.
Steve Carell.
You know, from the creators of The Office, I believe it said.
Yes, from the people that brought you The Office.
Yeah.
But isn't that Ricky Gervais?
Shut up, you dickhead.
Well, it didn't say The Office US, so... But yeah, this looks fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like the look of this. Essentially, it's just about Steve Carell's high-ranking military officer, is he?
Yeah.
Having to run the new division of Space Army
Police.
Force thing.
Yeah, to protect them from aliens.
It looks, I like it. The trailer made me happy.
It did,
Yeah.
especially the
Aruba, Jamaica, I'm gonna take you. It's in my head.
yeah, that song, Dancing in Jamaica, I want to call it. Maybe it's called that.
It's called Kokomo.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Oh, who's it by?
The Beach Boys, I want to say.
Oh, right, nice.
I mean, I don't want to say it's actually by the Beach Boys.
But it might be. Who knows?
Yeah.
Not us.
No, I do. It's by the Beach Boys.
Oh, right, it is by Beach Boys.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a big Beach Boys fan.
Beach Boys are good, aren't
Yeah, they're great. They've released a lot of good albums. Brian Wilson's insane now.
they? Yes, yeah.
It's a shame about Dennis Wilson being dead, you know.
Well,
They almost all got killed by the Manson family, actually.
did they?
Because they were good friends with him.
Oh.
And he wrote songs and stuff and gave them to him back in the day. There's some insane stuff out there.
Why ain't that in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No, bro.
Shall we move on?
Yeah. But yeah, that trailer looks good, and that's dropping on Netflix at the end of this month. So
Oh, very nice.
keep an eye out.
And everyone loves Steve Carell.
Yeah, he's a comedy ledge by this point, isn't he?
Yeah.
Surely,
And
no?
he's also shown off his acting chops in
Yeah.
Foxcatcher.
And multiple other things. Great cast, actually, overall. Great comedy cast. It's got Fred Willard in, so it's automatic watch for me. The wonderful man. But not as fun as the fucking next trailer.
The next trailer, Becky, starring Kevin James as a neo-Nazi.
Neo-Nazi Home Alone.
Yeah,
This film is,
basically.
essentially. It looks amazing.
Yeah, it's not a comedy.
No, it's not a comedy. It looks like a comedy.
Yeah.
It's got Joel McHale from Community in.
Yeah.
And Kevin, Adam Sandler's best friend, James.
I didn't even understand what the premise was.
So
There's-
he's a neo-Nazi in prison. He gets out of prison, meets up with some of his old neo-Nazi pals, goes to this house looking for a key, has most of the family hostage, but Becky, the title character, a young precocious teen, has the key and goes full Rambo MacGyver, Kevin McAllister, the guy from Saw, on the Nazis. We don't know what the key's for. I'm assuming it's some kind of lost Nazi gold, maybe. Maybe it's an Indiana Jones film in disguise.
Yeah. Should we review this film when it comes out?
Oh, I'm gonna watch it straight away.
Nice.
It looks insane.
It's weird to see Kevin James with a gun.
It's weird to
Actually-
see him without Adam Sandler.
Yeah, it is.
I hope he's got a cameo.
Oh, that'd be amazing, wouldn't
Oh, if they bring all the grown-ups guys in as just the neo-Nazi gang,
it?
then
Steve Buscemi
yeah, Steve Buscemi,
with his
Rob
crazy
Schneider,
eyes.
Sandler, Chris Rock,
Oh man.
David
I don't-
Spade.
David Spade is a Nazi, isn't he? He could
No.
be a Nazi.
He looks like he could be a Nazi, yeah.
I mean, Chris Rock doesn't.
Yeah, but imagine if he played one in this film.
That'd be some playing against type to the extreme.
Yeah. You know, he's a detective in that Saw reboot, and then
Yeah.
boom, neo-Nazi.
Boom.
All the range.
Well, yeah, it looks fun. Looks better than any other film in the world.
Ever.
Ever.
And I watched the best film ever last night.
Yeah,
But this is going to top it.
definitely. Should we move on to the next trailer?
Yes,
King of Staten Island.
Yes, Judd Apatow's latest directorial offering. And he's obviously famous for 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, This Is 40, and Trainwreck.
Yeah.
I didn't like the look of this, mostly because I don't like Pete Davidson.
I don't like Pete Davidson, but I enjoyed the trailer. It's
Yeah,
got
I
some
mean,
big
I'll-
names in it.
I'll watch it, just because I like Judd Apatow for the most part.
This has got Steve Buscemi in. He's not a neo-Nazi though.
Yeah, I know, I like Steve Buscemi. And
I've seen him in real life.
In real life?
He's brushed past me on the film set, yeah.
Really? What
Because
film?
The Death of Stalin. I was playing an extra in like the it was like this musical hall bit.
Yeah.
And we was in the rafters, the seats up there. And they everyone were like, stand up, Steve's coming past. And I was like, who the fuck's Steve? Looked to my right, Steve Buscemi's right in my face. I'm like, what?
Did you go to kiss him?
I was too shocked and freaked out. It's weird.
I would have gone
seeing
for
a man that close.
a dick grab.
Yeah.
You're mine now, Steve.
Yeah.
Grab penis. He used to be a firefighter,
Oh. And that relates.
and the film's about firefighters.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, back to the film.
He actually
Yeah.
volunteered when 9/11 happened. He re-volunteered and joined the fire service again to help in all the stuff. He's just a fucking lad.
But he's not in I Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, is he? Or is he?
No, he's not. I don't think he might be actually. God, why is he in all the Adam Sandler films, man? He's a really good actor. He's in Fargo, man.
Anyway, yeah, it just looks annoying because it's like Pete Davidson being mopey and just
Being Pete Davidson,
yeah.
who's a twat.
And he's best friends with Machine Gun Kelly, who's also a twat.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, he's a cunt. So
Oh, okay, right.
he picked a fight with Eminem, and then Eminem made a diss track, and now he's not got any fans anymore. Except for Pete Davidson, his biggest fan.
His biggest fan.
Shall we move on to the news?
We've got
The news roundup.
a hefty amount of news to get through.
Hefty.
Hefty.
Well, straight off the bat, but it's not Batman. But straight off the bat, Star Wars news. Big Star Wars news. Boba Fett returns in The Mandalorian Season 2.
Played by the guy's name who I didn't write down.
The same guy that played him before.
No, the guy who played Jango Fett, mate, in Clones and stuff.
Yeah, but it's the same person, isn't it?
It's not the same. Yeah, it's not the guy who played Boba Fett though in the
No, but
70s and 80s films.
but it is the same clone man.
Yeah.
Well, we just butchered that, didn't we? What's his name? Should we get his name? Let's be professional.
Temuera blah blah.
Temuera blah blah. Are you excited for this? There's rumours that he might be playing Commander Cody as well as playing Boba.
Well, I've not seen past episode 2 of The Mandalorian yet, so
Right.
I've got to finish watching Clone Wars first, and then Rebels.
Well, there was big Clone Wars news this week because it was obviously the final ever episode, but I didn't want to talk about that because you've not finished it.
Yeah, I'm on season 2, episode like 6 or 7 currently,
Alright.
so I'm trying to blast through it. It's not been great so far.
No.
I've not really enjoyed it, but
Oh.
yeah.
Anger a lot of fans saying that.
I've heard it picks up though.
Yeah.
I've heard you sort of have to get like through the first 2 or 3 seasons and then it sort of, gets better.
Mm.
Just waiting for my boy Darth Maul to appear.
Yeah.
Because he's a lad.
isn't he? Lad.
He's
a lad. You've got everyone in your room.
I do. I do. Got no friends.
Oh.
The toys are my friends.
But yeah, Boba Fett, are you excited?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the character, even though
he's a big fan favourite character, isn't he?
he just looks badass, but he's not badass in the films.
Well, when they announced The Mandalorian, they thought it were going to be all about Boba Fett.
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed it weren't.
So, they're doing what they do best and fan service and everything.
We've got Ahsoka Tano, who's going to be in it apparently as well, played by Rosario Dawson,
Yeah.
who I'm a big fan of. She's got a lovely looking snatch. Keep that in.
I think you said that last episode.
I know. Yeah.
Well, next Star Wars news, we've got Star Wars Fallen Order has been confirmed that it was the start of the new Star Wars gaming franchise.
Oh.
Because everyone thought the new Battlefront was going to get announced, but now this has been announced that it's the start of a new franchise. I'm not a massive fan of this game because it's just a Dark Souls clone.
I've not played it.
Have you played Dark Souls?
No.
Well, it's just like that. Like, I expected, a new Star Wars game. I want to go and fucking fuck people up with my lightsaber. But it's all about parrying and dodging, and waiting for the right time to smack the enemy. And it's
I ain't got time for that.
no. And the main character is played by, what's his name? The guy who played the Joker in Gotham.
Oh, Charles Dance.
Sure. And his facial expressions in the game are just horrible. Like, it's the same facial expression like when his friend dies to when he saves a bunch of Wookiees. It's just
Okay.
just bland. But a lot of people like the game. I hope.
It got quite good reviews, didn't it?
Yeah, just because it's the first actual Star Wars game except for Battlefront that's been released since Force Unleashed, I guess.
I'll just keep playing Battlefront on the PS2.
Yeah,
Battlefront 2 on the PS2.
sounds good. But yeah, I just hope the next games are different, not the same kind of.
Platforming game. Is that what you want? Platforming, puzzly game.
Yeah, why not?
Star Wars racing. We need more racing games.
Oh yeah,
You can get Pod Racer.
I think we should have like mini game sections of pod racing and stuff like that.
No, there's an actual pod racing game
Yeah, I know, but I mean just in the future.
in the future.
Right.
You just want them to branch out into all genres.
Yeah, fuck it. Star Wars, it does it anyway.
Click and point adventure.
Yes. Well, you play it when you play as Baby Yoda.
Yeah, sure.
Next Star Wars news. It's big Star Wars news. Taika Waititi is confirmed to be directing a Star Wars film.
News, innit?
Are you excited about this?
Yeah.
He's alright, isn't he?
He's directed some films that I've enjoyed.
He's probably directed the best Marvel film so far.
He's directed one of the best Marvel films for sure.
Oh. But yeah, Taika Waititi's gone from playing a droid to playing a fucking director.
He gets to play big boy role now. Director.
Yeah.
He's a good director.
It'll be a fun film.
Will it be a comedy film?
I think so.
I want it to be just a buddy road trip film.
I think it'll be kind of like a Rebels-esque film.
Existing characters, do we reckon, or new stuff?
New stuff, I think. A bunch of ragtag buccaneers. Space buccaneers.
When's it going to be set, do we reckon?
Hopefully after everything.
Or way in the past?
Oh, yeah.
1,000 years back in the day when the Jedi Order was massive.
Running around with swords
Fucking
instead
shit
of lightsabers. Either end of the spectrum, I'll be happy.
I want it to be set now.
Now,
And we have lightsabers.
the next bit of news is quite upsetting, but it's kind of good. Deadpool 2 has lost $300,000 due to the death of a stunt woman, Joy Harris.
Yes. As listeners will probably know, I'm an advocate for the stunt peeps.
Yep.
You know, I'm a big fan. This was actually her very first stunt on a film ever.
That's crazy, that.
Yes, she was doubling for Domino. Domino.
Yeah, Domino. Yeah.
She was riding a bike without a helmet on. She hit a curb, crashed through a window, and just died. And the production companies, rightly being sued for breach of health and safety. They told her to not wear any head equipment and stuff. They didn't have the right barriers up and everything. It's good that they've been sued, but it's sad that someone's had to die for this to happen.
Do you think this will affect future Deadpool films in
No,
the stunts that we do?
no, not in any way.
So they just won't learn from the mistakes.
They'll still do the same stunt and stuff.
Just
The precautions might be a bit better. They'll probably use a different production company. But
Well, didn't they use some of the John Wick people for Deadpool 2, didn't they?
I'm not sure.
I think they did. Or I might just be lying. Anyway, should we do Rumour Roundup?
Rumor roundup.
Hayden Christensen is rumoured to be in the Obi-Wan series for Disney
No.
Plus.
Don't like
No.
it. No.
Well, it don't make sense, does it?
You can't act.
Well, it don't make sense though, because he's Darth Vader at this point. Unless he does some force projection shit.
Yeah. Well, it
And
depends
they
when it's
talk to
set, I
each
guess,
other.
doesn't it?
Well, they've confirmed that it's set in between 3 and 4.
Oh, is it?
Mm.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why he's in it then. Flashbacks, maybe. I don't think,
Flashbacks, force projections,
Yeah.
weird
Dream
Obi-Wan dreams.
Dream
Yeah.
sequences, yeah. Don't like it.
No.
Don't like it. You can't act.
Jumper was the film, wasn't it?
I like Jumper. Was he in Jumper?
He was the main person in Jumper.
Are you sure he was?
Yes,
Are you sure? I don't think he was.
he was.
It was Jamie Bell, weren't it?
Jamie Bell was the other guy.
Was he in Jumper? Shit,
Did you just
I just blanked him out of my memory.
you blanked the main character out and stuck to a secondary character? Because Jamie Bell's the guy that lives in the cave
I am.
with Charles Dance.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, don't like it. Don't do it. Bleh. Next rumour. Ghost Rider series or movie rumoured to be in the works. Ooh. I think they shouldn't make a series or a movie around Ghost Rider. They should just put him in another movie.
Yeah. But which
Just
one? Blade.
Team it. Yeah, Blade, or they could go the more recent Cosmic Ghost Rider and put him in Guardians or Thor.
It'd be good in Doctor Strange, actually.
Yeah,
I love
I
Ghost
don't.
Rider. Such a cool character.
He's more of a like cool cameo character, though, isn't he?
He comes
I don't-
in, he's got to, get some souls,
Yeah.
but the good guys think he's a bad guy, and then in the third act, they team up.
Yes.
Generic script writing, but I'd be down for
It
that.
works. It works with Marvel, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it worked in an episode of Hulk and the Agents of Smash that I watched the other day.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our rumours rounded up. Next bit of Marvel news. Charlie Cox, the good old Daredevil-y man.
DD.
He turned down many acting roles for anticipation for the 4th season of Daredevil.
He didn't have much foresight there, did he?
No, he did not. Bless him. He's been making a lot of noise around Daredevil recently. He's been like, I don't think he'll ever return. I had my hopes up to be in a Marvel film. I don't think they like me. Boo-hoo me.
He was good as Daredevil, though, man.
Yeah, but if they were gonna bring anyone into the MCU, it'd be Punisher.
They could bring him. They could bring them both in the next Spider-Man film.
But they won't.
What they could.
Yeah, but they've got to deal with maybe a Venom crossover. They've got to deal with a Sinister Six. You don't want to whack fucking Daredevil and Punisher in there as well.
They could, though.
Maybe one of them, maybe Daredevil, to be the new mentor of him.
They could bring, because obviously he's been outed. Have some kind of lawyer shenanigans occur.
That's true, actually.
While Punisher's like, I'm gonna fucking have you, blood.
What, Punisher hunting down Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Why though?
Because Punisher debuted in Spider-Man in 1976.
And he thinks Spider-Man killed his family. It all makes sense.
74, actually. I told a lie.
Oh, you bastard.
I know. I'm evil.
Next bit of Marvel news. Becky Lynch, the WWE wrestler. She's She's been rumored to be in Marvel, or she's been approached to be in a Marvel film?
Rumored to be in one of the upcoming ones. We don't know what film yet or what role.
What do you think? Let's do some speculation.
She's gonna be the Punisher in Spider-Man.
Maybe she's Mary Jane,
She is ginger.
just like Seaton.
Yeah, the bastard.
I think she'd be good in a Thor as a god.
Yeah, she'd work in for. What ones are already filmed? Black Widow.
Black Panther's coming out. There's Thor. There's Ant-Man. The Eternals. Doctor Strange.
Just don't know. Just odd.
I think it's going to be Thor. It's the only one she really suits.
We'll have to wait and see, I guess.
There's a Fury Files series coming to Disney Plus.
Based on Nick.
Based on Nick Fury. I think it's just going to be like an animated kind of just different files on different characters and that, That's happening. And the last bit of Disney news. Do you like Pirates of the Caribbean?
I like number 1 and the music of number 2.
Do you like gender bending?
Oh, I love the gender bending.
Well, it's been reported that they would like Karen Gillan to be the main leading lady in the Pirates of the Caribbean reboot.
I imagine it'll be a new character.
Yeah, but it'd be funny if it was Captain Joanne Sparrow.
It's his sister or some shit.
It's his daughter that he had with Penelope Cruz.
Oh, yeah.
And she's turned out a ginger
Pale
Scottish woman.
ginger.
I don't know. I like Karen Gillan. Is it Gillan or Gillian?
Gillan, I believe.
Oh, I like Karen Gillan. She's good, She's funny in them Jumanji films. And she's good as Nova. Nova? She's not Nova. The blue lady. Nebula.
And she's fit as fuck.
Yeah, she is, to be fair. And she was in Doctor Who.
That is sure.
But yeah, why not? Fuck it. She can do it. She can swing from ropes and stuff. We've already seen it. Shall we move on to the depressing news?
Let's do this.
The deaths of this week. I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Pineapple.
Monsieur. Dead people round up. Do, 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 do. Little Richard is no more, 'cause he's in the dead room.
The dead room.
Yeah, the dead room.
Is that where you want to go when you're dead?
The Dead Room, yeah.
That's where everyone goes.
It's an exclusive nightclub for the rich and the famous dead.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I mean, it won't, because we're not rich or famous.
Yet.
Yet.
We've got
Right.
15 years left to get rich and famous.
Is that how long you'll do the podcast until you give up?
Yeah.
15 years.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do it.
Yeah. Right, Little Richard, famous rock and roll superstar.
Yeah.
Pretty much like the blueprint rock and roll sound with Tutti Frutti
Yeah. Aruti.
in 1955, I'm a big fan. Lucille's a wonderful song. He just fucking made some great songs, man.
Yeah, he's a good guy, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Little Richard. I'm a big fan of the whole rock and roll scene from the 50s, though. As you know, I'm a fucking nerd for that shit. But,
Definitely.
and he sung at WrestleMania that one time.
Did he?
Which WrestleMania was it? I want to say WrestleMania 10. Do you know when they have the singer sing at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it was WrestleMania 10.
Oh,
Yeah, but he was 87, so...
that's a good chunk.
he had a
of
good
life,
inning.
isn't
The
it?
next,
How did he die?
they haven't released
right.
cause of death. Next up, we've got Millie Small, another singer. She most famously sung My Boy Lollipop, which pretty much brought ska music into England and America. So you can thank Millie Small for ska.
Cheers, Millie.
I love that song as well. It's just jaunty and fun. She was 72. And up next, another influential musician death, Florian Schneider. He was the co-founder of Kraftwerk.
Oh, right.
Pretty much the pioneers of electro music. Made some fantastic music, wonderful band, and he was 73. So three big
Musical death. Well, our condolences go out, and I guess we move on to some even more horrifying news in the horror world of horror. Scream 5.
Yes. Neve Campbell is in talks to return.
Is she going to return?
Probably. She need a paycheck, don't she, poor lass?
It seems like all the old horror films are doing the same thing that Halloween did. Getting back the main star from the first film, retconning everything and say it's just a sequel.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. That might happen.
It's a trope. And horror films love trope.
They do. They do. Bastards.
They are fun, aren't they, though?
Horror films? Some of them are.
And the last bit of horror news, we've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot will feature an older take on Leatherface. And I've put, is it a sequel? I'll be saying it's a reboot, like Halloween initially said it's a Halloween reboot, and then it was a direct sequel. Is it just going to be a direct sequel, do you think? You're not a fan of this news, are you?
No. Just stop ruining the original. I've
You're
turned
gonna
into one of
have
them people.
You're going to have to update your tattoo with a few wrinkles.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I'm going to watch it, aren't I?
Oh yeah, we've got to.
God damn it.
We should do a whole episode on the rebooted horror franchises. And we can watch Halloween, we can watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Well, there's about 17 billion different fucking reboots of them all.
We'll just do the latest, known ones.
And Going to rewatch the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre
If you want, yeah.
multiple times.
But yeah, you're not a fan. I think it's just it's going to be announced in a few weeks, so it's going to be a sequel, I think. Next chunk of news is game news. Microsoft held its Insider Xbox in quotation marks gameplay reveal for next gen console. There was a lot of controversy behind this because it wasn't gameplay.
Yeah, I watched the fucking Assassin's Creed one thinking, we're finally going to get to see what's happening. And no, I didn't get to see what's fucking happening, did I? Just the same shit that was in the fucking goddamn...
It was literally like all the trailers were a mix of in-game cutscenes, I think, and cinematic cutscenes. And there were like a tiny little bit of gameplay in like some of the games. Nothing really got announced that I was excited about, despite there's a new game coming out by the guys behind Silent Hill.
Okay.
Which looks pretty good. But then, Sony jumped on the bandwagon and was like, I'm just going to drop Last of Us 2 story trailer and...
shit, I haven't watched that yet.
Well, it looks good.
Because I haven't played the first one.
Yeah, I can't really talk about it because you haven't played the first one.
I really don't care.
Well, basically...
Spoilers!
Spoilers for Last of Us, the first game. It gets revealed that Ellie, her blood can save like the virus.
Well, there's no point in playing it now, is there? Bastard.
But then Joel's like, nah, I love her too much, and shoots all the scientist people dead, so they
Nice.
can't take her blood. So he makes a selfish decision to not
Could they
save
not-
humanity.
Could they not have just
save
taken a little
girl.
bit of blood?
No, they have to take it all.
That's not how it works.
It's something like that. Yeah. Anyway, it's gonna kill her, whatever this procedure is, and he's like, no, I want her to survive. And then this story trailer is about her finding that out, and then she's like, you know what? Fuck you, Joel, you fucking crazy bastard. We could have solved all this with a sacrifice of me. So she goes off on her own, and it kind of just expands from there, I'm guessing. But yeah, it looks beautiful.
Does it though?
It does.
I didn't think it did.
Fuck you.
Granted, I've not seen it, but
Yeah, I'm a massive fan of Last of Us, and it's Naughty Dog. You can't go wrong.
you can.
You can't.
You can.
With what game have we gone wrong with?
All the Crash games.
Wow.
Last of
Wow.
Us, Uncharted 1, 2, 3.
Thought Uncharted was your favourite game of last
Nah.
decade, wasn't it?
No, I don't like it anymore.
Uh,
Since then, I've gone off it.
but yeah, and there was another game trailer, Mortal Kombat 11, the DLC basically, or the Game of the Year edition. It introduces some fan favourite characters, plus RoboCop.
Oh yeah, I saw RoboCop was going to be in it. Yeah, I mean,
So,
he's a lad, isn't he? RoboCop. What it was it 10 that had Predator, the Alien,
Yeah.
Leatherface, and Jason in? They were so shit to play as.
Well, this one, 11 has got Terminator in.
Does it? Right.
Yeah, so Terminator versus RoboCop, that'll be fun.
I'm sure that's
It's-
a comic.
It's been rumoured for ages that they're going to have Ash,
Yeah, I saw
from
that
Evil
Ash
Dead
was gonna be. I'm a big Ash fan.
because Bruce Campbell keeps tweeting Ed Boon, the creator of Mortal Kombat. So, but yeah, we got another little bit of game news. Kate Blanchett is rumoured to be playing Lilith in the Borderlands Eli Roth
We
Booga
talked
Booga.
about- Yeah, we talked about that a good while back now, actually.
Yeah.
Are you excited for the casting?
Sure.
She's a great actress.
Yeah, I mean, I think anyone can play these characters, really.
Wow.
Wow. Maybe not. Maybe. But and Lilith was one of my favourite characters from the series, so I'm not really bothered who plays her, to be honest. So, yeah, Kate Blanchett's good, isn't she? So she'll do
She's a
it.
good egg.
Next bit of news: Demolition Man 2.
Yes. I mean, the original is awesome. You've seen the original, right?
Yeah.
They originally wanted Jackie Chan to play the villain in that,
Really?
Yeah.
But Wesley Snipes
But
going.
he turned it down. But there is pictures of him on set, though. God, I'm a nerd, aren't I? I need to rewatch that film, man. It's so fun.
Wesley Snipes is gonna be back in here for this.
When he got killed.
Like,
Like,
him back.
definitively killed. He got frozen
there's-
and then shattered.
Yeah, clones and stuff. That toilet that takes your piss, they'll make a piss man.
I just want to know about the shells.
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna spawn out of a shell.
How do they use the shells? Do they, because there's 3 shells,
Hmm.
do they use 2 to sort of pull the poop out and then the 3rd to scrape the residue?
Yeah, definitely. Get a good scoop on it, you get most of it out, won't you?
We'll have to try it someday.
Yeah, sure.
We'll do a live stream.
At the beach.
Yeah, in front of families.
But yeah, Demolition Man 2. Everyone's got to be excited, I guess.
I mean, maybe it's just me who's really excited. I don't know.
Maybe. Next bit of news is some crazy fucking news. The crazy man, Tom Cruise, NASA's confirmed that he is
An alien.
he's going to be shooting a film on the International Space Station.
Which film is it? Do we know?
We don't know. Probably a Mission Impossible in space.
Yeah, they're just getting more and more far-fetched.
Imagine that day that Tom Cruise is going to be in a rocket going to the International Space Station.
Yes.
He's crazy.
He's Hollywood Jackie Chan, really.
He'll probably hang on to the side of the rocket.
I was thinking that he just strapped himself to it with just like a normal trouser belt. Just like, I don't need no fucking things.
He's going to get himself killed one day.
One day. He's
He's a lad.
He's a lad for sure.
And the last bit of news, even crazier news. Nicolas Cage, the crazy man, has been cast as Joe Exotic in the upcoming Tiger King TV show. Now,
Nothing else needs to be said on that, I don't think.
I have seen some good deep fakes of Nicolas Cage's face onto Joe Exotic. He's just going to be perfect in the role, isn't he?
Perfect in every role.
That's questionable.
I'm a big Nicolas Cage fan.
Big Ghost Rider 2 fan as well.
Yeah, it's my favourite film.
Yeah.
I like the way nothing
Tiger King.
happens for 90 minutes.
I've got to say, this is the perfect man to play Joe Exotic.
I've only seen bits and pieces of Tiger King, but it's definitely a Nicolas Cage-esque story in it.
Yeah, I bet he jumped at the chance.
Yeah.
I worry about that man.
I worry about that man.
He's going to have an amazing wig on, though, isn't
Oh, he loves a good wig.
he?
He loves a wig, that lad.
It's going to be fun. That is the end of the news. I guess we should go on to the infected pineapple news.
Yes, only a small one this week.
Yeah, last week we didn't have any coronavirus deaths, did we?
No,
And now this week we've only got coronavirus deaths.
only the two, though.
Only the two.
Only the two.
Go on then, Mr. Pineapple.
We'll start with Roy Horn. He was one half of the famous Las Vegas double act Siegfried and Roy,
Oh,
with the Tigers and the Magic, etc.
nice.
He famously had his career ended in 2003 when he was attacked by one of the Tigers, and that just messed him up. And he died from COVID-19 complications, age 75. And the last one that really upset me, is David Greenfield. He was a member of the Stranglers, one of my all-time favourite bands. I've seen them live. They're fucking awesome. They sing, obviously, Golden Brown is probably the biggest song that most people know. He was the keyboardist in the band. He's 71. Go listen to some Stranglers shit.
COVID.
I was going to see him again this year.
Not now, mate. Not good. Well, I guess we're going to have to do a time-travelling transition into the Big Pineapple. That is Harry Potter, this episode. So I guess bye! Big Pineapple time!
Yeah, got Harry Potter.
The way this is going to work is us three are going to take it in turns to do pros, cons, and then a rating out of 7 for the film we're going to speak about. If one of you two want to go first, you can, but I am happy to go first. I'll go first, I guess. So, everyone, my favourite Harry Potter film is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. What a banger.
We've got, the Empress is shaking her head.
It's just not right.
It definitely is. I'm going to kind of try and make mine short so you guys can get a gist and go into detail with your films, because you two are the Harry Potter nerds. Let's be real.
Sell it to us. You've got to sell it.
Sell the film. I don't think anyone can sell a Harry Potter film, mate.
You wanna just go away?
So this second film is all about, Harry Potter, second year Hogwarts, feeling a bit cockier, innit? He knows the ins and outs. He's seen Voldemort on the back of a dude's head, and he hears about this Chamber of Secrets, and he's like, whoa, what's that? And then everyone starts getting petrified. And it's like, whoa, who's doing this? And then he finds a diary, and then he finds out about this big snake in Hogwarts, and he goes into the big snake room, kills the snake. That's the plot.
Spoilers.
Good plot. I mean, it's been out a long while, hasn't it? Let's start with pros. I wrote down my first note is Dobby is a crazy motherfucker. He don't care about no cakes falling on old women's heads. He's all for that. Even though he's trying to get Harry Potter to like him. There's two sides to everything in this film, and it kind of pisses me off a bit, but we'll get to that in cons. The reason why I like this film so much, to be fair, is it's got so many moments that are iconic in the Harry Potter franchise. It's got things like, the flying car. Everyone remembers the flying car. It's got a Whomping Willow. It's got Gilroy, Lockhart. It's got the introduction to Lucius. It's got the duel between Harry and that other one, the blonde one, Malfoy.
Jesus.
It's got a lot of history behind Hogwarts and the lore of all the families and whatever in it, between the wizards and the muggles as well. It goes into the history of that. It's got all the Polyjuice potion stuff that everyone remembers. It's got the backstory of Hagrid, of Tom Riddle. It's just got, it's got Moaning Myrtle, for God's sake. It's got a lot good shit in this film.
By like a 40-year-old woman.
Yes. It's got one of the scariest moments that I saw as a child, and that's in, is it Diagonally?
Diagon Alley.
No, but he says Diagonally. Yeah.
But it's Nocturnally.
What? So he says something completely different to where he
diagonally.
goes.
Yeah.
And then he goes to-
Nocturnally.
Yes, because he's going diagonally. He's not said Diagon Alley. He said he wants to go diagonally, which takes him to Nocturne.
Why does that take him to Nocturne Alley though?
I don't know. I didn't create the Flu Network, did I?
See what I mean? Anyway,
Shush.
with the hand that grabs him when he tries to touch that book, scared the shit out of me as a child. It's got bloody Aragog in this film.
Oh, that's just awful. That's
Got
one of
so
the
many
worst
moments.
parts.
And you know, next time you see him, he's just dead on the floor, and he's tiny.
Is that the spider?
Yeah, the big
Right.
spider, big Spider-Man. It's got the scene where they run straight into a wall with the little trolleys when they're trying to go through platform, whatever it is.
Oh my god. Painful.
That's funny. Right, Lockhart is my favourite Harry Potter character. The portrayal of him is so good. The rest of the acting and everywhere, except Snape, it's just shit. I mean, I can't really delve too much into the child acting because, you know, it's children.
There's a lot of great child actors out there.
I know, but not in this film.
Correct.
I'd say Rupert Grint is like the best.
Yeah, but he's basically Seaton.
That is true.
So
Is Seaton of the Harry Potter franchise. I feel like you two hate me right now.
I really, really, really want to hurt you.
It's got a really good bit where when Lockhart's, you know, introducing himself to the class, and he walks past a painting of Lockhart painting him. That's just amazing.
Inception.
A painting of himself painting him, and the
Kills.
painting that's painting is moving, but the painting that's being painted isn't moving. Whoa, some crazy shit in that Harry Potter universe. It's got the scene where Ron eats slugs. He doesn't eat them, but his spell backfires because of his broken wand. He starts puking up slugs. That's funny. It's got Harry Potter's broken arm. It's like jelly penis arm. Winnie Myrtle, she's always good character, isn't she?
You're just
She's one of the most interesting characters, though.
I think it's like super creepy that she's like 40-year-old.
When she
Yeah.
touches
She
him up,
sounds-
goblet of
She
fire.
sounds so much like a teenager and like a young girl. It's so weird how she sounds like that.
She sounds so much like a teenager, yet Anthony's obsessed with her.
how young is too young?
Only Mel.
Perfect example.
Yes.
But she's been dead for ages, so technically.
Mm-hmm.
Was it still?
No, let's not even. Thank you.
There's actual risk in this film when Hermione gets petrified. Nothing like that happens to any of the other characters, except for when Harry dies, but don't die. Like to the main characters, I mean. What?
Ron gets knocked off his wizard chess piece and is laid like half dead
Yeah,
on the
that
floor.
means nothing, mate.
Oh,
He
okay.
just gets knocked off a tall piece of chess.
Just casual, you know.
She
every
gets
day.
petrified by a giant snake. I'm just going to skip to end of film. The one thing that I love about Lockhart and his character is that he was ready to let these two little kids lose their mind and die of starvation in a cave while he took all the glory for finding the Chamber of Secrets. How good of a character is that?
Oh, it's great. Absolutely fantastic. Love it.
Hero.
Love it.
He never gets brought up in any other films, but he should have, shouldn't he? Eh?
Oh, here we go.
No,
Let's bring Heather into it.
We'll get into that. Yeah, and I've put. Oh, going back a bit actually. I've got props to the young actors playing. What is it? Goyle and Boyle and Trouble and Bubble.
Crab and Goyle.
Crab and Goyle when they're like pretending to be Ron and Harry. Very nice, very nice. They do it later on in the later films with, you know, Bellatrix pretending to be Hermione and she's shitter than young actors. Then you got the old Dumbledore, right? I want to talk about him because I think what's his name? What's the actor?
Richard Harris. Come on,
Richard Harris is a lot better than Michael Gambon. Because Dumbledore's a prick, right?
What?
And Michael Gambon just portrayed him as this flamboyant, nice granddad. But he's a dickhead. He's a massive prick. Let's go on to cons, shall we?
Was that not cons?
No, that was saying Richard. Is his name Richard?
Richard Harris.
Richard
Richard Harris.
is better than Michael.
The takeaway I got from your prose was Gilderoy and Moaning Mill.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, we've got so
It's a
many.
shit film
I
apart
listed
from
there's
that.
so many really good moments in the film.
So his arm breaking and then Gilderoy.
And the car and the Whomping Willow and the duel between Malfoy and Harry and Aragog. Jesus, woman.
Okay.
Cons.
Okay.
Harry Potter is the reason I hated English actors as a kid.
All English actors.
Every single one.
What about Maggie Smith?
Yeah.
She's
The
a
legend
great.
is Maggie Smith, wasn't it? You can't say that she's not good.
Yeah, but you know, I don't want to slate him too much because he's dead. But
Slate away.
Harry's uncle is so bad. What's his name?
Richard Griffiths.
Yeah.
Was the actor.
So bad. And so is that other woman, Lily's sister, Lily Potter's
Fiona
sister.
Shaw.
So bad. Don't even mention bloody blah, whatever his name is.
Oh, I get that. Yeah, I know what you mean.
The kid,
Dudley.
Dudley, the Dudley brothers. He's terrible.
There's just one of them.
And I watched your favourite one, which is a few years after, and he's even worse in that one. Dudley. Poo. It's gone to cons.
So close to taking
How
this
was that
engagement
not a
ring off already, and you've not even got through cons.
You're
yet.
going to hate this one.
Oh,
Harry
great.
Potter is the worst main character in every franchise ever.
I agree.
He's such an idiot. And as I'm gonna back that up with my last con, alright?
Only
I hate-
3 cons. That's not too bad.
No.
Can I just say,
There's a lot more,
you
mate.
brought the 2 biggest Harry Potter fans on your podcast to sit and rip the shit out of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Triggered.
I hated the mandrakes in this film. They're literally a plot device that gets explained by Hermione, overshadowing the petrifying shit. Literally, Hermione goes, anyone who gets petrified can be healed by these mandrakes. This is going to happen later on in the film, wink, wink, wink. Not good. Nah. Cornish pixies. That seems horrible. And one you can explain is the line that Neville says after the Cornish pixies thing, where he's like, why is it always me? Why is that a con, Judge Fudge?
Was it because he only says it once in the film, but yet he's known for saying that? Like, fans literally just say it to him, but he only says it once in the film.
You said it was like something he says all the time in book.
Not all the time, but he says it more often.
Basically, it's catchphrase.
Yeah, but he does only say it once. Don't know why that's a con, but there you go, apparently.
Because, right, the people who adapted these books into films did a shit job and overrated. Right, I didn't have any cons until like near the end of the film now. Explain to me how a massive snake is sneaking around Hogwarts in pipes. Like, how big are these pipes in Hogwarts?
How big's
It's a massive castle, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
have
got
you
to have
seen
a
the
pretty
size of
big
that
pipe.
snake?
What are the
Yeah,
pipes for?
I don't like it.
Yeah, what are the pipes for?
Sewage.
Not that much sewage in them, though, is there?
There's a lot of pupils in that school. A lot of wizards, a lot of witches, you know?
I thought
And
you
the
said a lot of
magical.
pubes.
No. That's all, to be fair. Probably. Oh.
Yeah, but the magical. Can't we just...
No, they flush the toilet like any other
That's
being.
boring. That is boring.
I'd like to see a film about a landfill in the Harry Potter universe. That's a film I'd watch. It'd be
Probably
like an
fastest.
allegory for the franchise in itself. A big pile of shit.
Oh, I'm about to storm on. I
Um,
won't see it, but I'm about to storm.
Right, all the teachers are happy for Lockhart to just let him die because he says that he knows where to find the Chamber of Secrets, and they're like, alright, just go then. We're not
Yeah,
going to help
because
you.
he's like a massive knob.
Yeah, but
He
still,
does fuck all.
you just won't let him die, would you?
Yeah, not everyone has a little.
And they're in
Person.
charge of loads of kids. Like every year at that school, get into some shenanigans, let me tell you. At least 10 kids probably die a year. Don't know how the school's still open. Right.
How we got there, I don't know.
After Lockhart obliviate, is that a spell? The mind one?
Obliviate, yeah.
After he obliviates himself with Ron's wand, Ron then smashes his head in with a rock to knock him unconscious.
Yeah, but he don't kill him. He just knocks him
Oh.
unconscious.
Ron's not a murderer. He just had the intent of maybe killing someone.
GBH, mate.
I mean, this guy was literally going to be like running away and leave his sister to die, so
Ah, that's true, actually, isn't it?
Yeah. Think of the backstory a bit, and
All right, I'll take that con off because Ron is the best character, even though it's Seaton. Right, what is one of my cons that you Harry Potter nerds is going to have to explain? Right, how is Tom Riddle there? Right, I know the diary is a Horcrux. None of the other Horcruxes project a man into thin air, do they?
I think it's like the memory of him, and he's taking the life from Ginny into himself, so he then becomes like a solid human being, not just like a memory. I think that is what they're going for.
I know.
I get what you mean.
Thought
but-
about it, but the diary, because the diary is obviously pieces of people's soul that is murdered. This is probably far-fetched. It's my brain just going, oh, that could be the answer. But it could be that it's the part of Tom Riddle that died when he became Voldemort that's attached to that book. So that is the part of his soul that's in that book. That's why he appears as that person, because he's not that person.
Yeah, but he attached himself to the book.
Yeah.
It's
So
like,
the Horcrux is a book.
It's a Horcrux. I'm sorry.
Horcrux.
I just had to.
The Horcrux is a book. Not.
I feel like it shows Harry like what happened. Like that's when you see Hagrid's backstory. So that is when that's the character he comes back as, like the person he comes back as. So it must be like like Heather said, part of his soul was stuck in there, and because he's taking life from someone else, it's bringing that back to life. So that they don't explain it, I will give you that, but
Your explanation sounds like a J.K. Rowling tweet.
Sure.
Just
Do you
trying
want it
put
to
like
be
that.
explained, or do you want it to just?
No, I can't. I don't accept it. But okay.
Explain it yourself.
Right, the last con. This is going to blow all your minds. Are you ready? Dumbledore at the end of his film literally tells Harry about the Horcrux of Harry's scar. Why is Harry so surprised he's linked to Voldemort in future films when Dumbledore literally says, when he made that scar on your head, he transferred some of his powers to you, linking, he even says linking you both together. So why, in about 4 films' time, is he like, oh mate, I'm linked to Voldemort? Yeah, you got told it in your second year of Hogwarts, you little fucking prick.
Oh.
Many people died because he forgot he weren't listening to Dumbledore that day.
It's that probably it's more of a severe connection and more of a.
Oh, don't give me that.
He probably didn't sit there as a 12-year-old boy going, right, I've got a scar on my head, I'm connected to him, which means all these Horcruxes have now been made. I have to go kill every one of these Horcruxes to kill parts of his soul to get to him, to kill him in the end in order for one of us to survive.
Right.
He probably thought, I can speak parcel tongue.
No, because in the Half-Blood Prince, right, who helps Harry, get most of the Horcruxes? Dumbledore, right? So why don't they say to him, oh yeah, by the way, that scar's probably one, because you linked to Voldemort and all these things that we're going to get linked to Voldemort. I told you that in your second year of Hogwarts, mate.
they said, because I just watched the last one today because I was refreshing on him, but he said to Snape that he had to wait until the right moment to tell Harry that he's basically a Horcrux, because he's got to die, him or Voldemort, well, he's got to die first, supposedly, and then only one of them can live.
Basically said that. I mean, he didn't say one of you can live, but
No.
he
In
said
the
that.
second
He said that he's
film.
linked to Voldemort, right?
Yeah, so he probably thought,
And he's got some of his powers. He can speak parcel tongue.
Yeah, so he probably thought I can speak parcel tongue.
You're just fangirling out because I found a plot hole in your series.
It's not a pot.
It's
Whatever.
Not plot.
Sure.
Not a plot hole.
It's not at all. You're just
Anyway.
like, I found something.
It is a plot hole. There's many plot holes in Harry Potter, right? Don't even get me started. The rating. I gave... Right, this is basically my rating for the whole franchise, because, this is my favourite film. I gave it 4.5 pineapple rings out of 7. I added the 0.5 halfway through the film, and then got to the end of the film, I'm like, oh, I've already done the rating. I really want to take it down to a 4. But I'm feeling generous. Bear in mind, I gave Birds of Prey a 3.
That's such a bad film.
Makes me sad that you only gave it 1.5 more.
Because Right, here's what I wrote for the summary. You ready? Perfect mix of childlike fun, magic, and darkness of the Harry Potter universe. Tone-wise, fits Harry Potter the best, following closely as Prisoner of Azkaban. It's got all the biggest memorable moments of Harry Potter franchise and introduces the most recurring characters. Should have carried on the themes of this film into later films, but fuck David Yates. He made it all fucking shit. Taking it too seriously. Yeah?
This engagement ring
I
is
just got punched in the head.
so about to be taken off. Like, how dare you say that?
He did that, didn't he?
Where would you two rank Chamber of Secrets in the? I was 8 of them. Is there 8 films?
Yeah.
It's like one of my least favourites.
Yeah. I don't know where specifically I'd rank it, but it's below the middle.
Oh,
Below them.
Yeah.
Are you putting Goblet of Fire higher than this film? Swear to God.
Higher.
Yeah.
Goblet of Fire's the worst one.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
It's so bad.
No, it's
So
not.
bad.
No.
Why is it so bad?
Have you watched it?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Enlighten me. What's it about?
A bad film, that's what
No, it's not a bad film at all.
The whole film is about this tournament
No,
that
it's not.
doesn't
No,
matter.
no.
And then it's only the 5 minutes at the end of the film that actually matter. It's got one of the biggest plot holes in Harry Potter. That being the Marauders map and Peter Pettigrew. And, you know, Ron's brothers not being like, why is Peter Pettigrew sleeping with my brother? It's a bit weird.
No, you didn't even think about that. That was something you read already and was like, I'm going to claim that theory.
No, I thought about it when we watched it the last time we watched them all. Anyway, who wants to go next?
That was a lot.
that got
was a lot.
heated. I don't like
Well-
Chamber. I like Chamber of Secret.
You.
I do actually like. Do you know the door when it opens and they go in with a snake?
Yeah. When the snake goes round and pushes all
Yeah.
the other snakes.
I like that because it was real. It's not CG. They actually made the thing. I was like, that's fucking cool.
I've seen that. The studio tour thing. It's
Yeah,
pretty
I've
cool.
clearly never been there.
We should do a vlog for the channel. I was just shouting at Harry Potter fans how
No,
bad the series is.
No,
Getting kicked
no.
out.
He literally, when we went, I've never been as triggered at anyone in my life than this twat over here. Literally stood in front of stuff going, touch it. Telling his sister's boyfriend to lean over the thing and touch the damn hippogriff when the woman that works there is stood next to him. So she's glaring at him and he's going, Phil, touch it. Touch it. Touch it. And then leaning over and frigging touching stuff.
Touched it though, didn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah.
Because you're a bad influence on each other. So
Surprised you get chucked out.
I know, honestly, I'm surprised we made it through that tour with them two. So, like, touch it. Oh, I'd touch it.
I touched a lot of things.
I know you did.
I touched Gary Oldman's moustache.
Oh, well, that's probably...
On his face. You were there. I was touching it. Who wants to go next?
Okay, I'll go next. So my favourite film is Prisoner of Azkaban. I have
Decent.
2 words: Sirius Black.
Yes.
That is why it's the best film. Sirius Black gets introduced. You see a lot more characters coming into it. You see a lot more of the lessons coming into it, and you see like more of the school life happening. So like going to Hogsmeade and stuff. Because obviously you don't see that in the first 2, because it's like a 3rd year student and older thing. The Marauders map comes into it as well, and that's
Plot hole.
pretty cool. It's not a pothole. The best. So yeah, like I say, you see more characters. So you see Professor Trelawney, and then you see Hagrid as a professor as well. Obviously, it doesn't change much. It's just Hagrid. You see Sirius Black, obviously. You see Lupin. The Dementors come into the film then. Like, you just see loads and loads of characters coming into the film, and you can see it progressing. And I just think it's just great. It's just so good. I don't really know what else to say other than that. Like, I think it's good how you see it happen, and then you go back and see how it happens again in another point of view. So you see that the executioner didn't actually kill Buckbeak, and he lives. It saves more than one innocent life. Like, you don't see Sirius Black die, and you see him actually get away. So he can continue being Harry's godfather and like have a relationship with him. How he turns into a werewolf and stuff. And I think that's pretty cool to see as well.
Good old Lupin. Lupin pooping. The thing about like seeing it from different points of views, like there's, I forgot to mention, but after obviously you find out in later films that Snape's like the big G, big good guy. There's like points in like when I rewatch Chamber of Secrets, where you can see like little tiny things where he's like backing up Harry, but then you can see him do the switch of, oh no, I need to look like I hate Harry and his friends. Like you can see them too, which I think is a pretty cool little nod. And obviously, I'm guessing Alan Rickman got told of his character's ending from the get-go, because he's just one of the, like, he's the best actor in the Harry Potter franchise for me, and I think he portrays the character the best throughout all the films. Carry on.
I mean, I do agree with that. I love Alan Rickman. I think it's sad, like, what happened, but I think how he died in the film is good, because it just shows, it, like, brings everything together, and just everyone can then see why he's such a good guy, and it's just sad. But I think I do love Sirius Black in this film. Like, as soon as you see him on the posters, you think, oh my god, he's awful, he's a crazy guy, he's going to kill everyone. And then when you actually meet him, and he's just so cool, isn't he? Just Gary Oldman as Sirius Black is just amazing. He's probably one of my favourite characters in the film, definitely.
We got that, yeah.
I'm sad he's only in 3 films, though.
And one of them's the worst Harry Potter film.
No.
No cons there.
Well, we ain't got onto cons, have we?
Have we not?
I do like the, what is it, where they have the Defence Against Dark Arts class and we got the wardrobe and Snape's like cross-dressing or something.
The boggart scene.
The boggart scene, that's very
That's
funny.
a very good scene.
To be fair, Prisoner of Azkaban is the second favourite for me.
It used to be your favourite. When you said Chamber of Secrets, I was like, what?
Because Chamber of Secrets is the childhood, like, nostalgic one, isn't it? I think because I rewatched them with you and I was like, Prisoner of Azkaban is good though, innit? But I can't abandon my boy Ron, can I? And his Chamber of Secrets.
Ron's still in Prisoner of Azkaban.
He's not. Past that film, he's not in it for me.
Oh.
I don't like the forced relationship of Ron and Hermione, to be honest.
Don't really see it until.
Still there, though, isn't it? Still there.
Quite a few people have said that they don't ship it. I get why, but also I do think it's a good fit in the same way. Like, it does feel forced in a couple of the films.
It's about as
but,
forced as Ginny and Harry.
I mean, they made Ginny, like, so bad in the films compared to the books. She's so much better in the books. They didn't do her justice, I don't think.
David Tennant's in Prisoner of Azkaban, isn't he? Is he in that one? No, he's in the worst one. He's in the worst one.
How can you say it's the worst one, but yet you didn't know which one he was in?
Because I thought
Blocked it from memory.
he fits that Prisoner of Azkaban vibe.
Well, clearly he doesn't, because he's not in that one.
What else happened? Oh, it's the one with the time turner. Oh, God, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's good until that point.
It went from second favourite to Time Turner, and then you were done.
Because it's the big plot hole of the whole franchise. That's bloody why. Don't need this time machine anymore. Just fuck off. Throw it away. Could have stopped so many people from dying.
I was going to say, it's not like a con for this, but you know, when I think it's Chamber of Secrets, he's at home, like, practicing spells underneath his covers, like, in the middle of the night, because obviously he's not allowed to do it during the day. And then in the third one, the Minister for Magic meets him at the Leaky Cauldron, and he's like, oh, it's okay, we're going to take that off your record because you're not allowed to do magic outside of school. But in the second one, he's practicing spells.
Yeah.
How does that not come up?
Bad writing, isn't it?
I mean, it doesn't reference it in the book, but that's just one thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they just thought, oh, they're practicing. I don't know.
It might have just been one of, like, the director's calls, because obviously I had that many different directors at the start that it might have just been like, fill that with him.
You're giving so many excuses to J.K. Rowling right now. Have you got any cons? You've got to have a few, come on.
Well, that
Yeah,
was
there's got-
one,
I mean,
but not
Judge Fudge.
specifically about this film.
Just about the franchise in
Just about that one part. I'm sure I did have one, but I can't think of it right now.
shall I think of some?
No.
No, because you'll have it lined up. There was, I really liked the night bus.
Oh, that's in this one.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Got to say that. He's pretty cool. Stan
You're
Shumpert.
in for a bumpy ride. Sorry.
Nice.
Had to
I can't
do
do accents, but that was pretty good.
that. I thought that was horrendous.
Show us off your acting talent. Like I showed off my acting talent in the last episode with my vampire lesbian accent.
Oh,
You played a teen girl.
Yeah.
okay.
I also played another one, but I forgot that one. So
Nice.
it was good. And you did a shit Jamaican accent.
Yeah, I was didn't go, but I hate that. Don't know if anyone got that. Probably not. Good do it.
So no cons.
Well, again, it's not about this one film. I just don't think the film's got any cons. But they should have
Wow.
brought more. They like cut quite a few actors, and they shouldn't have they had Peeves in the book, and they had Rick Mail
Oh.
lined up to play him, and then they just cut it. That would have been so good.
Who's Peeves again? I keep hearing about Peeves.
The
Ghost.
poltergeist.
But he's the
Oh,
one
yeah.
that literally messes with everyone, like chucks water balloons at students, like...
Well, they got rid of Nearly Headless Nick, didn't they? So,
Did they?
No.
yeah.
When?
He's in second one. Where is he after that?
He's in it after that. You see him in part 1, don't you? He's riding the horses through the glass window, or the last one. I'm sure you see him at some point.
I'm sure he's in some more of them.
Yeah, he's in more. You see him, petrified by the basilisk, but he survives that. He's a damn frigging ghost, man. He's already dead.
He can't die again.
He can't die again.
That's what Harry says in the Chamber of Secrets. He actually says that line. Is that why he said it?
No, but I just thought, he's a ghost, and ghosts don't die again, so he's alright.
You haven't seen many horror films.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're not talking about many horror films, we're talking about Harry Potter and the fact that you will find every tiny little plot hole you could ever friggin' dig out.
Dumbledore's gay.
Oh, shut up.
So, you really like the film because of Gary Oldman. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
And there's no cons about the whole film in total. So,
I can't. I thought I'd written one down, but I obviously haven't because it's such a good film. But no, I just think I've got cons about the series, like the fact that they cut characters. There's 5 characters that they cut, or they cut scenes with them in, which they didn't need to do because it would have just made it so much better.
So, what's your rating?
I just thought of a con. Hermione's punch doesn't look like a punch. It looks like she just goes like that at him. It's not like a proper punch. That annoyed me. But yeah.
That's because she's a woman.
Oh, shit.
Women can't punch.
See?
They can make bacon sandwiches though. And drink on grapes.
It's a line getting to his head. So what's your rating? Out of 7 pineapple rings, what you got for us?
For the film itself or for the whole franchise?
For just this film. I mean, I said my rating was for the whole franchise, but I think I'll reiterate it was for the peak of the franchise for me. So
Okay.
what's your peak of the Harry Potter franchise rating?
I'd say a 6 because it was really good and I couldn't see any cons, but I won't give it it could have been better with the added characters and stuff. So I won't say it's a 7, but I'd say it's 6 pineapple rings.
Nice. Very nice.
That's fair. Yeah.
Let's hand it over to Judge Fudge.
I absolutely hated doing this. Hated doing it because you made me sit there and scrutinise the hell out of my favourite film. That wasn't easy to do. And it just meant that out of the favourite film that I've defended forever, because everyone else hates it, I now have a list of cons that is longer than pros.
Excellent.
I
Excellent work.
never hated myself more for it.
That's how you do
I
it.
absolutely hate myself.
The funny thing is, I have more pros than cons for mine.
Yeah, no, and I've got more cons than...
But I didn't want to dive into the pros.
No. Anyway, so my favourite, which I always cringe saying because everyone's like, it's the worst, is Order of the Phoenix.
That's not the worst one.
Thank you, Empress.
I actually like that one.
See?
What would you guys say is the worst one?
Goblet of Fire. Anyone say Chamber of Secrets and coming to your house and stabbing you?
It sounds absolutely mental, but I think it's because I watched it so many times and they're just so young at the first one.
Yeah.
Just because, obviously, they're young, you can't blame them, and they're just getting to know,
You can't blame them
adapting
for
it
being
a
young.
film. But, I don't know, it's just a bit of a cringe fest for me.
And this is
Just
one
a
of your
bit.
favourite franchises that you're
I
slating the
know
hell
it
out
is.
of.
I'm not being mean, but you asked my opinion.
Would you go back in time and tell it to young Daniel and the other two?
Would I what?
Go back in time and tell the young actors how bad they are at acting
No.
to the face. Go,
No.
you know what, I've seen your film later on in life and it's fucking shit, mate.
Or go
Let's-
back further, kill them as babies.
No.
Whoa. Don't call him by his first name.
You just caused me to do that by saying that horrific thing. No.
I'd rather kill baby them than baby Hitler. I've said it now.
That is disgraceful.
That's
No.
Pineapple.
Or Hermione could have gone back in time with a time turner, killed baby Tom Riddle.
And Hitler.
And Hitler. Yeah, she could have done that. She could have done a whole lot of good, but she didn't.
I'm just trying to zone out from what you're saying. It got to the babies and I just kind of went, no.
Carry on then.
I was going to
Jesus.
say, do you want me to get back to... Right, okay. So, I've
Order
read...
of Phoenix, go.
So my first pro is flying over the Thames scene because it's a very Harry Potter scene and it's very... just feels very magical and like Harry's finally got out and he's finally flying on his broomstick again and he's happy and the music and everything. I just really like that scene.
Not as good as the scene when a flying car's flying over the train though, is it?
Can we not, every pro I say, point one out from Chamber of Secrets and be like, yeah, but it's not as good as this, is it? Because you're just really going to pee me off doing that. My next point is, if you've read the books, you get it. If you haven't, you won't. But I never noticed, and I've watched the film a lot, that when Harry gets to Grimmauld Place and he's walking up the stairs to see Harry and Ron, Hermione and Ron, that when he sees Creature, there is a little nod to Sirius's mother's portrait that screams really loud when there's loud noises. Like if you listen, you hear it really quietly, like screeching.
The screeching in the background.
Yeah.
I've always heard that, but I'm just like...
I've never heard that before.
It's a house elf screaming.
No, it's his mother's portrait screaming about mudbloods being in her house and everything and
Yeah.
the noble house of black and all that. I never noticed that.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I've not. I'll have to watch that again and like listen out for it because I've never. I know it was in the books, but I've never noticed it.
So when Molly Weasley says go upstairs, they'll cook in a little bit, and he's walking up the stairs, he looks at Creature. If you listen, then you can hear it in the background, like her like screeching, which is cool. Never noticed that. It's got the best Harry Potter line in it ever, which is when George and Fred like come downstairs and Molly Weasley just goes, "You don't have to whip your wands out for everything."
That is a pretty good line.
Love that line.
Dirty.
I actually started laughing when I watched that.
And
that line came on.
Whip your wands out for everything. That's just
Dirty
love
Weasley. Dirty.
My next point is Arthur on the tube. So watching a wizard try to navigate his way through Muggle life is great. And trying to come down and not fall off the thing and then use his ticket to get into the machine and how he's having to like help him out.
We should make a short film of that.
Honestly, that
Just
bit
Arthur
is
Weasley trying to get his way around London.
You're gonna produce that.
That sounds wrong.
We'll leave that there. Then.
Wizard sex.
Why did we get to wizard sex?
Get his way around London
Yeah.
with his penis.
No, I literally just thought you meant just walking around London.
No,
I
forgot
didn't
to mention his penis. But
Yeah.
in my mind, I mentioned it.
Please, okay, let me carry on. So you meet the Ministry of Magic for the first time, and the artistry of that is amazing.
Technically, you meet Cornelius Fudge. Judge Fudge, yeah? Cornelius Fudge.
Are you alright?
For the first time in, guess which film?
I'm not talking about the Minister.
Chamber of Secrets.
I'm not talking about the Minister. I'm talking about
You said the Minister of
I
Magic.
said the Ministry of Magic.
The Ministry of
Your
Magic.
point is invalid.
Yeah, but
I wasn't even
they get
talking
mentioned
about him.
for the first time in the
I'm not talking about mentioning him.
second best
Hold on.
one.
When did you say
okay.
meet him for the first time in Chamber of Secrets?
Yeah.
When?
He
I
goes to
know.
Hagrid's hut with
That's in the third one.
No.
Prisoner of Azkaban, you
Yeah,
It's in the second one, and we're like, Hagrid, you're out of here. You're going to Azkaban because you killed them kids.
I don't remember this.
And then
thing.
Lucius is there, they're under the invisible cloak, and then Dumbledore's like, I can see you. And then Hagrid's like, follow the spiders into the creepy forest. That's what I would do.
Okay.
Is Fudge there?
Yes.
I can't. I need to.
IMDb it, love. IMDb it. If you don't believe me, I'll sit here while you do it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it because you will just.
My next point is just the name Brian, and I was like, why the hell have I just wrote Brian? But it's because of
Alfred Dumbledore.
Albus Percival Wulfric Brian Dumbledore.
I like the bad acting where he says all the other names, but then he pauses and goes, Brian Dumbledore.
Yeah, it's just a nice little, and you like find out his full name if you've not read the books. You learn his full name. there's a big jump from the Goblet of Fire when Sirius's face appears in the fire to this one. They finally sorted the crap out with the CGI and getting that face to appear in the fire and actually look lifelike. Whereas before he was just the coals and it was all a bit...
I thought that looked cooler.
No, now he was
just-
the actual flame, like his face was just
You
in the
could tell
flame.
it were just like a scene with a bit of effect on there. It didn't look that great.
Right, okay.
Would have been cooler if it was actually the flames, not his face with flames on top.
Difference in opinions, clearly.
I think it looked cooler in the woody stuff.
And apparently the worst films.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, and that's in the
That's-
apparent worst film.
That's the best scene of
That's
Harry
the
Potter.
gem of the whole Goblet of Fire film.
That's the best scene of Harry of Potter, but the worst film of Harry of Potter.
Okay, Harry of Potter. I put just Alan Rickman in general, and the next point is just Gary Oldman in general.
Two actors that we have pointed out and
Yeah, but
kissed.
how weird is that we've all said they are absolute babes.
Well, yeah, I mean,
We like Gary Oldman on this
Yeah.
pod. Yeah, we're fans.
he won an
No,
Oscar
he's no
for...
Charles Dance though.
No, he's no Charles Dance. He would have been a good Dumbledore. Could you imagine?
In that cave bit.
Harry! Carry on.
Put Patronus scene when you see all the Patronuses for the first time. Just like learn what Hermione's Patronus is, Ron's is, Luna's is. It's
That's
nice
cute,
to
though.
have a little like insight into
I
what
really
they are.
like all of those with the Dumbledore's army. I really like all
Yeah.
those scenes. I was watching earlier and I was like, this is really good. Like, I really enjoy that part of the film.
Yeah, cute to see. I put Dumbledore's got style that Shacklebolt says when Dumbledore's like, you thought I would come in peace? Nah, bitch. And then claps, turns into fire, and then Shacklebolt's like, Dumbledore's got style.
That's the best bit.
Like that bit. That was hilarious. And then the occlumency scene. I put Snape's little run around the table, and I think...
Yeah, because Harry's like, get away from me, you old creepy man. And he like runs with his arms out like a flailing octopus.
It's just a weird little run that Alan Rickman does. He's like, it was like a little octopus trying to like
Sticking
chase
to his
him.
character, isn't he?
Yeah, it's
the
just
octopus.
funny. Sirius is get away from my godson, and then he punches the crap out of Lucius, which I absolutely love. Then I just put noises during the wand fight between Dumbledore and Voldemort at the end with the water splash when he makes him come out the fountain, and it's like, oh, don't know why that's a pro, but clearly I'm...
It's a satisfying noise, isn't it?
And then when Harry's on the floor and Voldemort's like taking over his body and he's like hallucinating and dreaming, there's a little shot where Voldemort pops up and he just goes, "Gah!" Just Voldemort stood there, pulling a face, going, "Gah!" Last Pro is a nice ending shot where I feel like you say bye to Hogwarts as you know it, because now, from Half-Blood Prince, you only see it in that film really anyway, but it's just dark now. There's no like light, there's no hope really there, it's just all dark and dreary.
And
So
shit.
it's the last time when they're all walking out of Hogwarts saying like, we've got something to fight for, where you really see Hogwarts as like where and say bye to it. So, like I said, I hated it because it made me do a long list of cons. So, the first con is that it got too dark too early. I just feel like it's like, Harry's on a swing, Dudley's like, what you doing? Harry's like, beat up another 10-year-old, and then Dementors attack, and then from then on, it's like, shit just got real.
Because David Yates is a bad director.
Shut up.
And he doesn't know how to change tones in films. He's just like, boom, Harry's a depressed man.
Let's shush your mush, yeah? Because it's not your turn, it's my turn, and you need
Sorry.
to shut
Let's
up.
go. Oh, I've been told. Judge Fudge has laid down the jury.
My next point is another one for the book readers, but it seems to me a very crucial part, and it's a very sentimental bit that is like, what was that about? But you never see it, which is just after Dudley and Harry come back and all the owls are coming in and telling Harry he's been like suspended and stuff, where Petunia gets the letter that says, remember my last, Petunia. His uncle's trying to kick him out saying that's it, you're going, and Petunia reads that and then says, no, you can't go, you've got to stay, he's got to stay, Vernon, but go upstairs. And it's like, there's never been any expansion on what remember my last means. Obviously it's probably from Lily, and she probably swore to her that if anything did happen she would look after Harry.
Well, in the whole thing behind Lily and Petunia is that Petunia never got a letter to go to Hogwarts, and then she hated Lily.
Yeah.
But then she does a whole big, I'm going to be like Snape and look after Harry for Lily after her death, but also be a bitch. But hide that I actually like Harry.
Kind of bit. Obviously, she was very, very jealous growing up of Lily and the fact she was this star child that was the witch, and she was just.
Oh yeah, her
outcast the
sister's a
whole time.
witch who's a
Yeah, I
bitch.
know. But it just makes me sad that you never ever hear about Remember My Last. Because that, when you read the book, you're like, what was that about? Why did she all of a sudden go from Get Out to
It's not even mentioned in the book either.
nothing?
Bad writing.
He only gets one owl in the book that says you're suspended, and that's it. I mean, in the film. In the book, he gets 3 different owls. 3 or 4, I'm not sure. But one of them says, Remember My Last, and that's very like...
They probably didn't put it in because they probably didn't want to confuse fans.
I don't know, but some speculation that's never really answered. Not enough introduction to the House of Black, which I don't like. Like, you never learn about Grimmauld Place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if
You
I should know, yeah.
You do if you pause the film and try to read all the little names on the wall, and you're like, ooh, so he's related to him and him and him. And you get very
Yeah,
confused.
but you're not going to do that, are you? Like,
We did.
I just don't like that it's quite a big thing. Like, literally the book, a good chunk of the start of the book, you see them tidying the house, you see them meeting Creature, you see Creature doing all these different things like stealing stuff and hiding it around the house, and they've got like Molly Weasley sees Ron dead on the floor and has a freak out about it, and Harry sees Ron dead, and then
What?
it's a boggart. And Harry walks in to find Molly, trying to get rid of it, but it's going through all her sons one by one, dead on the floor.
And
So
it
you see,
freaks her out.
yeah, George, Fred, Percy, Bill, everyone dead on the floor, and she can't fix it. And Harry walks in to see Ron dead, and is like, "What?"
Well, that would have been a bright note to start the film on, wouldn't it?
That's what I'm saying, though. It's a dark film anyway.
But yeah, you said that it's the longest book, but it's the second shortest film.
Mm-hmm.
And Chamber of Secrets is what?
It's
Well, you weren't
like
that sure,
the
but
second
it's
shortest, isn't it, or something?
one of the shortest, but it's the longest film.
Mm.
It don't make sense. I don't get it. Unless the book's full with loads of shit that just don't matter.
It's
That
not.
you can just cut out.
It's the film.
Definitely not.
No, it's got a lot of extra little details, like the fact they're trying to clean out a cupboard that's got some artifacts in, and then Ron gets this poison in his arm. Like, yeah, you don't necessarily need to see that, but it's nice to have them little details. Do you want me to carry on anyway?
Yeah, carry on.
The next one is the bitchy frog's cough, because Umbridge's cough just makes me want to gouge my eyes out every time she's like... It's like, oh, sure. Just her in general, just, nah. Sirius transforming in the shadow would have been seen when he's like gone to with Harry to go back to Hogwarts, and he comes down the stairs as the dog, but he's behind a shadow screen that's got a silhouette, and you see a silhouette go from the dog to Sirius. It's like anyone stood across like the road looking at that would have just seen that.
You know what that just made me think of? You know, if like Mad Eye goes into public, how do people not freak out? He's got an eye that's just doing this. Like, it's just going everywhere. Like, how do people not freak out seeing that? He's got a frigging metal leg. Just hobbling about.
That's a bit rude, that, isn't it? Really?
No.
It's true.
But you would see Mad Eye walking down a bridge like they do in that scene when they're all arriving at King's Cross and be like, that looks a bit weird.
You say
like,
you two freak out at disabled people?
No.
That's
don't
what
just
I'm hearing.
look like
That's what I'm hearing, yeah. A guy with one eye and a metal leg. Oh, Jesus, it's a pirate run.
It's just like, does he like disguise his face so people like muggles can just see it normally? But if he does do that, they never touch on it.
I think it's a bit more weird in the first film when Dumbledore's walking down the street, just chilling, delivering a baby to a door.
Yeah, but it's dark at night. He's used his illuminator. He's turned all the lampposts off. It's pitch black out there. If you looked out your window, you probably couldn't see anything. He's worked at getting it so people can't see what he's doing. I know Hagrid comes down and takes out 5,000 flowers in the process and like uses his light. So yeah, you would see that.
Smashes into loads of stuff and...
Like another one in Order of the Phoenix at the start when Mad Eye and Tonks and everyone comes to pick Harry up and they just get on the groups.
Yeah, but it's obvious. It's kind of obvious normal, like muggles can't see him because when he does that thing with his staff wand and he moves the buildings, like the muggles aren't looking outside like, why is my building moving?
Oh yeah, I know that, but it's like just general people living on Privet Drive that was happening to look out the window that night. Like Mrs. Fig is looking out the window and watches them fly off into the sky. If anybody else was just looking out the window and saw people getting on the brooms and flying off, it might be a bit like, what was that about? The fact that I kind of contradict myself with this one. Why are they all at the DA meeting if they're so against Harry? When they're setting up Dumbledore's army and the guy sat there like, yeah, but he says he's back. Is he back? Is he back? Like, he's just bullshitting.
So we can rally a hate crowd against Harry Potter. And they've got nothing else to do, have they?
It's just a bit frustrating. Like, why are you there and why are you trying to be a part of it if...
Isn't it Ron and Hermione that actually arranged the meeting?
Yeah.
As like something else?
No, they organise it as people that want to train and actually get physical wand.
Yeah,
lessons.
but they don't advertise it as Harry's going to be leading you and teaching you, do it? They're just like, it's Dumbledore's army, and then they're like, we're going to hand it over to Harry, and then Seamus or something is like, oi, you prick, you're lying.
Nice.
It's like a random kid as well up there who like speaks up and you're like, who are you? We haven't seen you anywhere else.
Next point is just after Harry and Cho kiss after the DA meeting, and he's telling Hermione and Ron about it, and Ron goes, so how was it, mate? And he just goes, wet. And goes, well, she was sort of crying. It's like,
He's such a creep.
what? What?
He's such a bad character.
It's just a bit like,
just
is that really needed? That was very, very much of a cringe fest.
he's a shit Frodo Baggins.
Sure. So I think you kind of said this point earlier, didn't you, about...
Well, the Empress nearly mentioned it.
Yeah, about as well with like scentmongers and Neville's parents, but the fact that when Arthur's in the hospital, you never get to meet Lockhart again, which you do in the book.
The best Harry Potter character.
No. But I am sad that you don't get to meet him again.
Yeah, like you see him in his like deranged form walking around, like talking to people, thinking he like knows people, trying to figure out what's going on. And it would have been nice, even if it was just a 2-minute scene, to have a little nod towards the fact that Lockhart is still alive, he's still there. He just can't function as a human being anymore, but he is alive in that world. And
well, the whole editing of this film is pretty bad. Like, they go straight from Harry getting mind interrogated by Snape to just a happy family meal at Christmas. And then...
Daddy's back.
Oh, God. Where Arthur's obviously back and he's healthy and everything. Straight after them showing Arthur getting bit to death.
Well, that freaks me out.
And then, later on in the film, with no explanation that they're going to carry on these interrogation things, you see Harry and Snape back in the same room wearing all the same clothing, but it's supposed to be later on. And I was like, wait, is all that we've just seen just happened in his head? Like, what's going on? Because they obviously just filmed them scenes back to back with no costume change or anything. So there were no indication of this is in the future. It's a different scene to what you just saw. And it like that would have been okay, but especially when they're invading Harry's mind and getting his memories and stuff, it's just so confusing.
My next point, you told me to make this point, is Dumbledore's a bastard.
He's a bastard, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought that.
Yeah.
Isn't
Bastard
he awful in this?
I've literally made a little like footnote at the bottom, which is my new name for this film. Harry Potter and the ignorant fucker Dumbledore. Because every time Harry tries to talk to him, he's like, nah, I know why. But like, nah, not today, mate. Do one. Can't be asked.
It's because they're protecting this boy that's been through so much that he could handle being told that he's connected to Voldemort. That they did actually tell him previously in the series. Oh.
Shut up.
When he was about 12 as well. Can't handle it when he's about 16 though, don't worry.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
I feel I've made this point, and I feel terrible that I'm saying this because I'm like, am I right in thinking this? I'm sure I am. but it's been a while since I read the end of this book, is that he has to face in the book quite a lot to get into the room of the prophecies. Like, he has to do quite a bit of different stuff to get in there, whereas in the film, they just fly on a thestral, get off the thestral, run down a corridor, and then they're in there.
Yeah, it's like they just magically appear in there in the next scene, and you're like,
let me just, get myself into the Ministry of Magic, which would be impossible for one anyway. The whole part of Half-Blood Prince is them having to friggin' use Polyjuice Potion to be other people to get in there. And then
in this one, we just
in
run
this
in.
film,
We literally run in.
Just have a jog down this corridor, get straight in there, run around the Ministry, get in a lift, chill.
With a squad of teenagers.
Yeah, it's just too easy. Way too easy. You don't get nowhere near enough time to take in Sirius's death. It's literally Avada Kedavra. He goes through the veil of death, and that is it.
It's so sad.
Cries. I know. Harry cries for 0.2 seconds, and then Bellatrix is like, haha, I killed him. And then you're into Voldemort and Dumbledore, and that's it. That's all Sirius gets.
It's so weird as well, because like they're fighting, and then Sirius goes, "Good one, James," and Harry like looks at him like, "Oh my god, he called me by my dad's name," and he's so happy. Then all of a sudden he's like, "Boom, you're dead. Go," and he's gone, and you're like, what?
And you literally are like, oh, what?
I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
It's just too. Yeah, but it'd be alright and it'd be forgivable if they then revisited that at the end of the film, and you saw maybe a tiny funeral that they had for Sirius to say bye or something. Just something.
It was like Remus saw it as well, and obviously he's going to grieve because that was like one of his best friends.
What would they bury it?
Even if it's just something of his, if the dog would die with him on it.
I just mean the dog.
Even if it's literally, I know they can't really do that because it's a big thing in the last film, but even if it was just a picture of like James and Lily and him, or...
Well, they show that picture of them all like 3 times in the film. They could have just done him and set on fire. Like, he's dead. He's gone. Done.
I don't know. I just think there needed to be more of a nod to the fact that Sirius has sadly died because he was such a loved character that it's Avada Kedavra, bye bitch, you're dead, moving on.
I thought the follow-up to it was good though. How it's very quick, snappy, and then how he's like, I'm actually going to do something, and runs after Bellatrix and tries to kill her. Like, that was cool. Because Harry actually does something in the franchise.
It's like he's never watched the end of it. It's like you've never watched the end of Harry Potter.
What, when he grows some balls and he fucking does his little flame with Voldemort and swazzes him?
At the end of Goblet of Fire, he physically fights him.
He lets Cedric Diggory die. That's what he does at the end of Goblet of Fire.
And Harry is being held up against a frigging gravestone.
He did say to Cedric, go back to the key, and he was just like, oh, where am I? What's happening? And then he was like, go back, and he was like carrying on, walking around, and then boom, he's dead. It's like, well, he did tell you twice.
Just to tag on to your little serious death, why have they got a big gate of death in the Ministry of Magic just chilling there?
It's the Department of Mysteries, so I don't think you ever get to find out, really.
That's a good retcon, isn't it? There's a Department of Mysteries where I hold all these mystical items that have no story behind them, and I'm never going to explain them.
Yeah.
Good writing.
Right at the end, before the last scene where Dumbledore takes Harry into his office and he's like, I just don't want to cause you any more pain. And it's like, you're about to cause him the most amount of pain he could ever friggin' do when you're still not telling him. You're still not like, I'll probably tell him now because he's seen enough. Shit's getting real. This is going to happen. Harry's like, don't want to cause you any more pain, so go home. Well, I've just put, I did skip over it, but I put Harry saying he feels sorry for him is enough for Voldemort to stop trying to kill him. He's like, you'll never know love or friendship, and I feel sorry for you. And then Voldemort's like, oh yeah, fuck, that's true.
Yeah, he cut him real deep, man. He cut him real deep there.
Go in. He's like, alright, bye then.
You'll never know love, you.
Or friendship.
Alright. He cyberbullied him.
The last part is it's a cringy ending with, it's nice but it's cringy, something worth fighting for. We've got something Voldemort doesn't have. What's that? Something worth fighting for. Stay
for the next film, please.
After my forever long list of cons, I put 5 out of 7. Because I love it.
That's fair.
I love it. It's just a Harry Potter and I love it. Yeah.
I think it's like all the things you said, like the bits that are in the books that aren't in the film. Like, I think if they put them in, it could have made it up to a 7. But because they missed out the whole hospital scene, and that is, I would have thought in the actually watching that probably would have been one of the best scenes that they could have done, because you just see Neville with his parents and stuff, and I think that just would have been really good.
Yeah, it's frustrating that they just didn't. They just went in with a pen and was like, do that, not do that. Cross that shit out. Nah, no. Rip them pages out. They don't mean nothing. Like, if you're a fan of the series, it does.
I'm liking this hate. It's good. It's good to vent about one of the worst franchises.
It's not good to vent when you're here like, it's the absolute franchise of my life, and then you come to watch it one night and you're like, you've got to really scrutinise it though, and then you start there going, this is a pretty bad film actually.
Maybe you should watch Prisoner of Azkaban. About apparently that's got no cons.
Yeah.
It will have, I just won't have seen them.
Eat my words on that.
Alfonso
Cuarón, wonderful director.
So, we've all chatted for a bit, but someone stayed.
Very fucking quiet throughout that.
I have nothing to bring. I don't like Harry Potter. I'm not a fan. I don't understand it. I don't see the appeal. I was just here to make dead baby jokes and stuff.
Don't just stop bringing it up.
Bad babies, though.
Leave it at the door there.
What? Leave a dead baby at the door?
No.
Jesus Christ, you're worse than Mr. Pineapple.
No.
Is there anything you would like to add there, Mr. Pineapple?
Well, I made some notes earlier because you badgered me.
Badger.
This is just a general overview of the entire series, I guess. I just made sort of keyword notes.
And they're all shit.
No, I just put I find them boring and slow, and the effects are poor, and the acting shit, and there's poor direction, and there's no real character development because the scripts are atrocious. I would describe them as bland and inoffensive. They're the most inoffensive films you're ever gonna see. I don't understand why Snape gets romanticized as this character. He's just a prick, and they cut Rick Mail from the film, and he's my boy.
I agree with the Rick Mail thing, because they should not have cut that.
But Rick Mail's
character development, Neville Longbottom.
Yeah, he got hot.
No. He got brave.
Snape as well. Like, you literally go through them films hating the fucking guts of that man, and in the end you go, that was so many years of my life that I spent hating on someone that all this time.
Maybe you shouldn't judge people by all their actions.
Shut the fuck up.
God.
Do you like how I decided to just go back then and was like, nah, I don't.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Neville doesn't have a very good character development though.
I mean, I can't comment on the books. It's been cut obviously because I've not read the books. So.
Neville is literally in the background for all of it until he kills a snake with a sword, and then you're like, oh shit, Neville exists, doesn't he? I thought he was a comic relief nerd that got bullied all the time. Oh wait, apparently he's just as important as Harry Potter. No, because the books don't convey that. The films don't. The books.
I like the music though.
The music is really good.
There's one good point there.
My boy Alfonso just being amazing.
What's your opinion on David Yates?
David Yates, I like his pubs, but other than that, he's a shit director.
And I think that ends our big pineapple for this episode. It's been fun.
0 out of 7 pineapple rings.
Not even. Wow. On your honest opinion, do you think Birds of Prey is better than the whole franchise?
See, that's a big question. Because I didn't like Birds of Prey. No, I can't answer that. I don't want to get stabbed.
Well, you've just answered it. You said you did like Prisoner of Azkaban.
I do. I like Alfonso.
No, I don't like it. I just like the director. So I have to like it because I like the director.
Alfonso's my boy. And Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman he's an actor in films.
He got an Oscar for dressing up as a fat man.
He did. He played a fat man.
As many Oscar winners do.
Yeah.
Transform your body, you get an Oscar. Cut your penis off, get an Oscar.
Technically, I'm transforming my body right now, so do I deserve an Oscar?
Why are you cutting your penis off?
Yeah. Cut yours off if you carry on.
Yes. Live. Do it live.
Castration of Tony the Pony. Some more time travelling shenanigans going off. Next,
Go on.
next is the wrestling news.
Yes.
Wrestle. We haven't got any.
I mean, there is stuff out there,
But
but
who gives a shit?
I'm just fed up of watching wrestling in front of no one.
Yeah.
I mean, so I've just been going back and watching Japanese stuff.
Matt Hardy had his in-ring debut, didn't he? In AEW.
Yeah, so in the match,
Yeah, he did a table drop.
I saw
Ladder
that they
drop
ran
onto
over
a
Sammy Guevara in like a golf cart.
Yeah,
That spot looked insane, man.
it did, yeah.
He took that bump hard, man.
Well, he like jumped into the fucking thing, didn't he?
Yeah.
Jumped into one of the posts that's holding up the
roof.
the roof. That's what it is. He's a madman for doing that.
Yeah, it looked painful.
Well, he kind of jumped at it and then hit it, span around in midair, and then just landed on his side like a.
On concrete.
Well, Matt Hardy's like, nah.
I did see that the the match between Dean Ambrose and Kenny Omega, the sort of death match they had.
Yeah.
They've been fined by the government of wherever it was held for like 10 grand.
Why?
Because of the violence of it.
Shouldn't the company be?
The
I don't know.
AEW got fined, not the rest.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but that's pretty funny.
I liked Matt Hardy's in-ring gear, to be fair. Pretty different. It weren't just his trench coat thing. It was like kind of looked like a fucking Jedi. And that's all the news. It'll lead into the awareness section that will start now. Bibbly bobbly boo. Awareness section.
Poo.
I didn't want to say poo because it's a very serious section.
I know it is, but it rhymes, so.
We take this show very seriously and we don't appreciate that kind of content.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll leave. Show me the door.
Alright, the awareness section. Me and Mr. Pineapple are going to sit back and let our guests do it. We're going to let our guests take the reins and talk about charities or organisations they want to talk about in this episode. Who wants to go first?
Okay. So I really like the Charity Mind. I think they do really good work. They really help people with mental health issues, and they do a lot for them. I actually used to collect donations for Mind over the phone, and I used to talk to a lot of people who were saying that Mind helped them a lot. So I think it's really important to keep giving to them so they can keep helping people and do their work. And hopefully we can try and help more people with mental health issues. But that charity is really close to my heart. I think people need to take mental health a lot more seriously than they actually do now.
Yeah, well, we talk about mental health a lot on the podcast. And I did actually mention Mind a few episodes back because I was mentioning the what mentioned so much. Which one was it? I think it was the run, the sponsored run my friend did. I think she did that for Mind charity and that, raising awareness for that. So yeah, they're a reoccurring one, and it's cool to hear that you actually collected donations over the phone and listened to these people that went through it.
Yeah, it was enlightening to listen to them and to really hear what they've gone through. So I think it is a very important charity, and I think people do really need to start thinking more about mental health and try and learn a bit more about it, and not just think, oh, they're being dramatic or whatever, because it does affect a lot of people. So people really do need to take it a lot more seriously than they are doing right now.
Yeah, we always talk about it being a taboo still, even though it shouldn't, because they kind of say that there's all this awareness about it now, which there is, but it's, I spoke about on, I think it was the first episode, like all these adverts on TV that you see and stuff, that you still get people overlooking them and just being like, oh, it's another bloody advert for charity or whatever. And even though they're trying to bring it into schools, you've still got teachers that don't convey it properly either, and still blatantly bully their kids that they're trying to teach anyway.
Yeah,
probably because
not right.
They've got stuff going off, and I don't know, people just don't look at it as they should do, especially in the workplace as well. I know someone close to us has gone through a lot of stuff to do with their work, and they're just kind of fighting a losing battle because there's not stuff in place to help people in them situations yet. But yeah, that's cool.
Great cause.
What have you got, Judge Fudge?
So for mine, I chose St Luke's Hospice. The main reason being that it's quite close to me as well with my they looked after my granddad in like his final days. So it's like palliative care. So it's people that are suffering with cancer, and they just sort of take him in their last like few days, few weeks, however long they have left, and just make sure that they're as comfortable as they can be in that time. Like they just do every little last thing they could possibly do, supply them with anything they could want. But it's not just that as well, like they weren't, so like with my granddad, they weren't just there for him, they was there for all of us. So anything the family needed, like even like you read just little things, like you read the menu when you got there so you could choose what you were going to want to eat, because they served anyone there, including every family member. And if you wanted a certain meal the next night, you just wrote it down and they would find someone to go out and buy you the ingredients for that meal, and would cook it for you and supply it for you. Like they literally go every last little mile to make the end of their life like amazing, like as amazing as it can be, should I say. Again, like it just seems, you hear about cancer a lot and you hear about how it affects people, and it affects people's lives obviously, and not just people that go through it but the family, but you never really think of the places that sort of look after them people. And no, obviously you hear about a lot of charities, but I would have never ever thought of St Luke's or what it was about until we were looked after by them. So I saw the other day that one of the women that are there at the minute with cancer, they all went into the back garden, into the little summer house, set it all up and hosted a wedding for her to marry her partner. They do little things like that. So like they got an officiant in and made it all like safe with everything that's going on right now. But they went out their way to marry them too, because it was like her last wish sort of thing.
Oh, that sounds like a lovely charity.
Yeah.
They are really lovely. Like they are set up, and there is various houses around Sheffield that help. But
I'm gonna say it's a local one to Sheffield, isn't it?
yeah.
Great choices, love them.
Yeah.
Good shit to end the episode on. Should we do the social meds?
I would like to shout out a friend on Twitch. He wants to get to 50 followers, so I thought I'd just drop his username there. It's DK_gamingCOC on Twitch. Give him a follow he builds a lot of Lego on there. Yeah.
No.
People like watching that kind of crap.
Crap.
You know. Yes,
Call
crap.
it crap, mate.
I'm sure it's not.
Well, let's do a social meds. Is there anything you guys want to plug in the social meds? No, nothing.
No. I'm good.
Fuck it then. Well, you can find us on Twitter at Wonder Hour, on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Mr. Pineapple's Wonder Hour, and Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Spotify, Mr. Pineapple's Wonder Hour. I guess that's it. We do our shout out to Seaton. Fuck you, Seaton, you fucking
you,
prick.
Satan.
I feel sorry for Cian.
No.
Don't feel sorry for him.
You've gotta say it though.
Say it.
No.
Say it.
Gotta
Fuck you,
say
Seaton.
Excellent.
Empress just said it. You say it. Come on.
No.
Come on.
No.
Fuck you, Seaton. Oh, Judge Fudge. Oh, crazy. Yeah. Fuck you, Richard, as well. Right. I guess that's it. Stay fresh.
Stay fresh.
Stay fresh.
Stay fresh.
Jesus.
Very, yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
Take a ride on Tony the Pony. Come stick around on Tony the Pony. Please stick around on Tony the Pony with Mr. Pineapple. Oh yeah, it's Mr. Pineapple's Wonder Hour.
Idiot. You are as sweet as can be.
Right. It's recording.
Sugar dandy. Whoa, my boy lollipop. Oh, never ever leave me. Yeah, it's a good song, man.
Yeah. Yeah, some more time
Love you, I
traveling.
love you, I love you so.